Now let's expound on Surangama Sutra. Now we are talking about the mind, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, the last one. Sakyamuni Buddha told Ananda, suppose a person, wearied and exhausted, falls asleep. Once deeply asleep, they awaken. Upon encountering external phenomena, they remember. When memory fails, they forget. Where habits are absorbed and stored sequentially, this is called the faculty of mind. The mind together with weariness are both manifestations of bodhi, appearing as the state of fatigue. Because of the falseness of arising and ceasing, a collected awareness emerges in between, which absorbs and internalizes these phenomena. Collective awareness has no substantial nature apart from the dual attributes of waking, sleeping, arising, and ceasing. Thus, Ananda, you should know that this root of cognitive awareness does not come from waking, sleeping, nor from arising, ceasing. It is not produced by the faculty, nor is it born from emptiness. So, if it came from waking, then sleeping would vanish together with it. What then would be called sleeping? If it must exist at birth, then at cessation it would be the same as non-existence. Who would undergo cessation? If it came from cessation, then birth would already be non-existence. Who then would know birth? If it issued from the faculty, then waking and sleeping would open and close together with the body. Apart from these two states, the cognitive awareness would be like illusory flowers in space, ultimately without any nature. If it were born from emptiness, then it would merely be empty knowing. What relevance would that have to your sense entry? Therefore, you should know that the entry of the mind is illusory, not produced by dependent arising, nor self-arising. So simply said, the mind is the same. A single it arises from a single deluded thought. Same for the mind. Primarily, it talks about why would you have thoughts? Where did the causes conditions come from? From the first five: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body. Combined together is the mind. The first five were illusory and false. Combined together, it's still illusory and false. It is empty. So Sakyamuni Buddha in this talks about that when one is tired, which falls asleep, once they have enough sleep, they would wake up. That's the analogy. When you're tired, you sleep. And after a while, you wake up because you've had enough sleep. The same with the mind. There are four phenomena: forming, arising, ceasing, abiding. And when the thought arises, you remember the thought, but because your memory sometimes cannot be remembered, that's the mind. So the memory can forget. At a certain time, it forgets. Once you forget, you lose the memory. Then the mind is gone. So that's the phenomena of arising and ceasing. So a thought can appear, but it will also disappear. So that's ceasing. So the mind or the thoughts can arise, can remember, have forget. I placed the thing here, how come it's not there? And after looking for so long, you found it somewhere else and you forgot that you placed it there. So that's ceasing. Four kinds of conditions. So the thoughts are illusory and false. They don't come from the empty space. They're not generated from your body. They rely on the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body to generate those thoughts. At night, in dreams, sometimes you wake up and remember your dreams, and sometimes you know that you had dreams last night, but when you wake up, you forget. You forget the dreams. Like I know that I had a dream last night, but when I woke up, I forgot. So the thoughts have four phenomena: arising, abiding, changing and ceasing. They are illusory and false. They don't come from the empty space nor from their body. Of course, it is not the wondrous luminous true mind or Buddha nature. So lastly, he said, it is neither dependent arising nor self-arising. Disciples asked me, how come you remember your youth very clearly? Things when I was little, I remembered. Even the names. After you grow old, it changed. I remember about the past, and I don't remember the recent ones. Such a thing happens to the elderlies. That's why I can write the reminiscing past love stories. But recent events, of course, I remember some, but also some I don't remember. Thinking, tomorrow is Monday. What should I do on Mondays? I need to stop and think. What do I do on Mondays? And tomorrow is just Tuesday. And what would I do? Who would come for spiritual consultation? And for Wednesday, I need to think. I need to stop and think before I can remember it. Yeah. Do you have such experience? Yes. What should we do on Mondays, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays? I have to stop and think about it. And I forget to take the pills. I remember I took them, but how come the pills are still inside the box? And sometimes you have eaten them and then you look again and the pills are gone, so you know, okay, you've taken them. So you will forget recent things. So this is what the Buddha said. So this is the inverted arising, abiding, changing and ceasing. And it's not because it does not arise from waking or sleeping or from arising or ceasing. There's one statement here. What this means is that the eyes see, the ears hear, the nose smells, the body feels that you have this cognitive awareness, and that's called the mind or the thoughts or the cognitive awareness. So your cognitive awareness, the thoughts, arises from the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. And since the first five are all false and illusory, all combined together is also false and illusory. They're all empty. So this cognitive awareness is like the flowers in the sky. It has no inherent nature or self-nature. It's not wondrous luminous true mind. It's not Buddha nature. It does not arise from the emptiness, and therefore it's neither dependent arising nor self-arising. The next one is in Takangpu, Kaohsiung. That was the Taiwan Power Company dormitory, and we live on the first row, the third house after turning to Weidanshu. My home, the dormitory were in two rows for the management team. And then the one behind, there was a kid called Noni. And then further, it's not a dormitory anymore. And across the street, there were three sisters living there. The eldest, called Gao Chunzi. Gao Chunzi. And were good friends to the class leader, is the son of the hospital dean. And the second sister is called Gao Chunqing. I have no idea if she has a boyfriend or not. And the youngest, called Gao Chunxin, we called her Asim, was my date in elementary school. The third scene, okay, and there were a few smaller scenes in between. That's not counted because I often went to Noni's house. I would see Asim, the youngest one. She's younger than I was. Very beautiful. An apple face without putting on blush or powder. It's already blushy. Very beautiful. So Gao Chunxin was the classmate of my eldest of my youngest sisters. They loved to play the jumping rope in front of their house in the alley. Do you know what that is? When we were little, we loved to play that. So I joined and we sang a song. That's how I sang. So it's like skipping on the rope. Like when you sang to the sayonara, then you have to get out. The little lady, you and I, skipping rope together. And thank you. Let's play, and who loses should get out. That's a song that we sang when we jump rope. We jumped the rope and sang together. Sometimes both legs up, and sometimes we jump with a single leg and the rope would pass like that. And sometimes it's single, one leg at a time, jumping. So we were playing together, and I found her really beautiful. So one day I wrote her a card and I slipped it under the door to Gao Chunxin, and I wrote my name. And she saw it. Didn't say anything. Just smiled. Just kind of happy. She did not reject, and she didn't say that, okay, let's date because you wrote that. She just smiled, and we still played together. They were Christian in the Presbyterian church in the Xinxin district. And because I chased after Gao Chunxin, so I went to the Christian church. That was the beginning of my Christian life. Let me tell you, our faith has some causes and conditions sometimes. So I followed Christianity until eventually I became a Bible study teacher and Sunday school teacher. I was a Christian from elementary to junior to senior high school. The minister was Su Tianming, and the son was Su Zisan, who was our classmate. I was baptized too. In baptism, the minister Su Tianming said, with water I baptize you in the name of God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So I was a baptized Christian. There were a total of 6 books in the Old Testaments, and I remember the New Testaments really well because that talks about Jesus Christ. And Christianity is focused more on the New Testament, and Catholicism focused more on the Old Testament. The Roman Catholic is the Western school, and the Eastern school is the Orthodox. They both belong to Catholicism. So the Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic, led by the Pope. There's slightly differences between Catholicism and Christianity. So the minister in Christianity can get married, but the priests and fathers in Catholicism are celibate. They're very close to Buddhism. They have meditation. They don't get married. The nuns and the monks in Catholicism, they don't get married. but in Christianity they get married. I spent many years in Christian church until high school. The most meaningful one that's unforgettable, the power company in Gusan, they had the outdoor movie. So they set up some cloth and then you take some stools and watch the movie together. They prepared some cars or vehicles for us to bring to that area to watch movie. We all got onto the car, the vehicle, that was very tight. And Gao Chunxin was sitting right in front, across from me. So we faced each other and the legs are touching each other. That's the thought. My legs touch her legs. My whole body melted. So this is legs touching legs. And it's just an awareness of contact. And I still remember even until now. And I wish that the car continued to drive and never stop, because I like when the car was bumping around, it would rub against each other. Amitabha. So that night, I knew when Lian Sheng was in the movie, you all know, and I don't know anything else about the movie. Half an hour trip inside the car. The lower legs touching each other. Such a feeling is still unforgettable even until today. So a girl that you like sitting right in front of you and the lower legs touching each other, that's just too exciting. I almost passed out. I could barely walk getting off the car, and I didn't even know what I was watching. And then there was no such chance on the way back, somebody else. But on the way there, for half an hour, I was totally upside down, totally unforgettable all my life until today. I still remember it. With Sumu, it's like this. I was already in the surveying unit after graduation. I was working, me, Fu Ziqian, Xu Yaotang, 3 of us, and I had a girlfriend then. I had many girlfriends. In college, I had many girlfriends. So I asked my girlfriend, find another 2 schoolmates, and then 3 men, 3 women. We go to Pian Hutong. My girlfriend was called Liu Meiyin. So I asked Lu Lixiang, which is Simu, and Liang Qiaoming. Liu Meiyin and I, because she was my girlfriend. Ziqian is after Liang Qiaoming, and the Xu Yaotang from Pingdong was after Lu Lixiang. We went out and playing, and we haven't finished Gao Chunxin. Now we're talking about Sumu, but the other 2 couple did not happen. I was 30. I should have been married. It's time to get married. And I have no friends. Who should I look? So many of them. And Lu Lixiang has nobody. And did not happen. And Liu Meiyin was my girlfriend. But her personality is rather open. There was another a physical teacher, physical exercise teacher after her, another person after her, and I thought she wouldn't be too good for a marriage. And I thought I like people that's a good wife kind of. But we have the same family name, Lu. We were one family 500 years ago. But then I thought it's okay. As long as we are not closely related with the same last name is fine. So okay, I brought some gifts to her house, and that's how it happened. Because every time I go to her house, I had to bring some gifts. Her younger sister said, And every time Seng Yen Lu comes, just leave the gifts and then he can leave. But her father and mother really like me because her dad loved to drink. And come, let's have a drink. And so I drank with him. And then lastly, I bribed her parents first. I just drank with her parents, and then I pretended to be drunk and fell asleep at their house, and then we got married. Very simple. It's easy. So that's what happened with Sumo. Her destiny is good, helping the husband, help grandmaster establishing to be the school, and she's very good at housework, caring for the children and all kinds of things, the laborers or the fine works. She can clean and cook and do laundry and raise children and take care of guests. She helped me tremendously. Back then, in giving spiritual consultation, I relied all on Sumo. I did not do anything about children. I just focused on my spiritual consultation back then. All Sumo's help. Back to Gao Chunxin, to be continued.